Hi everyone. It's Shared Friday, and I'm Louise from 805 Soap. Hi. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about, are you ready to go into business? So you've been making soap for a couple of weeks or a month or 2 months, and you have all this inventory sitting around, and you want to get your money back, and you don't know what to do, so you're going to sell it. And I mean, it all sounds good. It really does, but are you really ready? Are you ready for the packaging? Have you done your testing? You know, have you taken care of the things that you have to take care of, getting a business license, getting insurance, getting a resale permit number, getting a business plan? Um, I hate to see people that just jump into something without having a plan or a long-term goal of what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. You know, sometimes when you jump into things really quickly, it can get really confusing and it can really be frustrating. And then you back out, and then you don't want to do it anymore. And this was something that you truly love to do. And I've seen people do this, and it's really a shame. But testing is part of our industry. Testing is something we have to do. And yeah, so it says on the website that the colorants don't bleed. And you bring them home and you get them in your soap and they bleed. You know, you get a fragrance oil that you buy and it says, it's such and such. And you get it home and you're like, it doesn't smell anything like that. What happened? Well, in our industry, there's a lot of things that happen that they're unexpected, and we either have to roll with it, spend more money and change it, or take different avenues. But you have to do it. So, today it's difficult to say when you're ready, but it's probably when you got your packaging done, when you can have inventory, when you feel confident that you can leave your soaps on the shelf and they're going to look good. The soaps that are sitting in on this picture here, there's a couple of them in here, my cold process soaps. Those are the ones that are packaged here and in the back. Those soaps have been on my shelf, wrapped and packaged like that for a year. And they smell as good as the day I made them. I kept some samples for myself because my family and I used those. So the colorants had stayed, they didn't bleed. Really happy with those two recipes, and I have a couple of more that have really turned out well. The packaging, it lasted the time of packaging. I didn't have any shrinkage. My shrink band didn't fall down. So, I mean, that stood the time of testing. The melt and pours over here and in the back, those have been sitting on my shelf for probably about 6 months. And I had some colorants that I had bought, and they didn't turn out as well as I had planned. So I had to work with them to see if some of them were going to bleed. And I had one over here that bled through. And I wasn't happy with that at all. So got rid of the colorant, changed some things, and, got back on track. But anytime I try something new, it's constant. I have to test it. I have to test it all the time because manufacturers in our industry, unfortunately, I'm not naming any names, and I'm not pretty much all of them. I've bought things that they said were on the internet, and then I've gotten them home, and I've had problems with them. But 90% of the time, I have pretty good luck. It's just those incidences that you do have it, and then that's frustrating because I don't want my customer to bring that home and see that, because it's kind of ugly in my opinion. I wouldn't want to buy it if I spent money on it. The other thing too is experimenting. Last year I experimented with soap bars, and I'm having no luck with my soap bars, my salt bars, excuse me, that I made last year. And I'll show you these two. I think you remember them. This was the one that was all pretty and coloring. It had the yellow on it. It's in one of my videos on YouTube. This is what it looks like now. This is 3 months, I believe, sitting on the shelf, 2 or 3 months, and this is what it looks like. It is nasty. The This is another one that I did. This was a pretty blue bar with a lot of salt in it on the top. And this one, I drilled a hole in it because I wanted to see something. I was going to make soap on a rope with it. But after using it, I was like, after sitting it on the shelf, it was like, no, I'm not even messing with this. This is just, I mean, salt all over everything. And right now I'm still testing my salt bars. I can't seem to get one the way that I want it. So I'm not selling them. I'll, try and try and try until I get it right. But I think that's part of the business. That is the part of the business that you have to do, is you have to test it, make sure that it's going to hold up. I do wholesale accounts, and my wholesale accounts, I have to make soap fresh for them. I don't keep it on the shelf. I keep a bare minimum on the shelf, usually for family or friends. But when I go to shows or I do my wholesale accounts, it's made to order. And the reason why is because they order large quantities for me, and those soaps have to sit on their shelf for 3 to 4 weeks. So my soaps have to be tested for at least 60 days on a shelf, because that's what the customer has got to take to sell the soaps. When I deliver 50 or 100 bars or 200 bars of soap, that soap has to be as fresh as the day I made it. And if I didn't, I wouldn't be having these accounts. And that's why testing is so important. Labeling is so important. Make sure you have all of your information correctly. Look on the website for the FDA. Get books. There's a lot of things on Google that are free, and forums. There's a lot of information out there that tells you how to correctly, properly package your soaps, your lip balms, everything. And abide by the rules. I mean, in my opinion, if somebody's paying me $5, $6 a bar, whatever, I have a girlfriend that sells her bars for $10, but her bars are beautiful. And you know what? She gets it because she's got the packaging, she's got the labeling and everything. So don't sell yourself short, that it's just a bar of soap. People are getting good money for their soap, but they're also putting in the time and effort into it. You can't just take something and wrap it up, throw it out there, and expect people to buy it. There's marketing. There's, going to shows, whether you go to craft shows, fairs, festivals, whatever you sign up for. A lot of those festivals ask for a business license and insurance. They do for me in California, and I'm out here. There's a ton of them. They all want my insurance, or I can't show up, or a business license, a resale permit number because I collect sales tax if I'm out there. So, I mean, these are the things that you have to consider when you sell your soaps. You can't just limit yourself to the internet. You have to go out there and solicit your soaps, either in a craft fair, festivals, doing stop-in shops at people's homes, whether it be at any venue out there. They're going to ask for that. Then when you go into wholesale accounts, they want to know, do I have liability insurance? Yes, I do. Do I have a business license? Absolutely. I'm a business. These are important things that you should have, that people ask you out there when you're in business. I have business cards. Everything's done on a business level. There's a lot of information. I would talk to your accountant. It's almost tax time's perfect time. This is the perfect time when you take your personal taxes in. Talk to your accountant or who does your taxes about what you should do, about how you should file, make a business if you want. Ask them, should I be an LLC? Should I be a sole proprietor? Should I be a partnership? Should I be a corporation? There's many ways to file a business, and now is the time when you go and see your tax preparer that you're paying them for already. Start asking them questions. How much is it going to be to file my taxes for my business? What can I write off? The other thing too is taking a class. Think about taking maybe a class, or a 3 or 4 week class on QuickBooks, or an accounting class at the college if you're not familiar with QuickBooks. There's SoapMaker 3. soap making program that'll help you out there also with product, you know. There's a lot of times when we get on forums, and I've seen it over and over. It's not on forums only. It's on my YouTube channel and everywhere. It's how much do you sell your soaps for? Well, every time I would answer somebody, how much does it cost? I wouldn't get an answer. And right below it would be, I charge $1 an ounce. Well, that's good if your product is less than $1 an ounce. And I think what you have to do is you have to figure out what your cost is in order to sell something. If I buy all of my fragrance oils in pounds and 5 pounds, and I buy large amounts of colorants and my soap at 500-600 pounds at a time, and you're buying 2 ounces of fragrance oil and 10 pounds of soap, you're going to be paying more money for your product than I am. So when you go out there and you see somebody like myself selling a bar of soap that for $4 and I'm making a good profit, you know, that's the reason, is because my buying power is different. I know what my cost is. On the other hand, if you don't know what your cost is, you're never going to have the advantage. You're also not going to be able to figure out what wholesale is, because you have to make less than retail when you do wholesale accounts. So there's a lot of things to figure out before you go into business of what you want to do, you know. And I think, you know, if you've looked into all of these little things and you've done your homework and stuff, and I mean, anybody can do it. It's not rocket science. All of the information is out there. There's enough room out there for all of us to sell soaps. Trust me, Procter & Gamble and Zest and all of these big corporations are out there selling their wares. There's enough room for all of us. I think somebody said it was like a $400 billion industry. Well, you know, if we only took 10 or 20% of that industry, I think we'd all be really, really happy. It's a big industry, but you have to go out there and get it. And, I mean, do your homework when you're going to be going into business. Think about what you're going to be doing besides just setting up a website or doing that. Think about marketing and how you're going to get your product out to your customer and how to get that customer as a client. Because you want a customer. You don't want just somebody buying some soaps. You know, there's a big difference. You want people to be happy with your product. You want to be presentable with your product. You want your product to be worth the money that they're paying. And all I can tell you is that, you know, test your products. Know everything you have to know about the industry before you go out there and start selling it. We set up forums today to make it easy on a lot of people, but you know, you have to take the time and do the work. And everybody can be in business, but some of them are going to go further than others because of the work that they've done. But like I said, if you have any questions, give me, you know, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. As far as that, I don't know everything. I know that I've bought and sold a couple of companies. I run 2 businesses now. I don't know it all. You know, I work hard every day at what I do, and you know, I wish I could say I was a millionaire, but I'm not. You know, it takes work with anything. It takes a lot of hard work. So anybody can do it if you have the desire and the knowledge to go out there and find out what it's all about. So I wish you all good luck in your adventure and your journey in soap making, and I hope to see some beautiful soaps. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.